Kid Schilling proud. I wanted to make the scholarship committee proud. I wanted to make sure that someday I was able to give back. There's two things that I want you to walk away with tonight, and the first is the message that you are better than you think you are, and you can do more than you think you can do. The second is that you don't have to have a lot in order to give a lot. In 2009, my grandmother, Evelyn Lehman, passed away, and she left all of her grandchildren some money. I knew I wanted to use that money to make her proud. My grandma was very giving, and so I would do things like pay for student dinners when we were out and we would see them at a homecoming dance, or pay for the person behind me in line at a drive-thru, or buy a gift card at Hy-Vee and leave it for the next person. And I had the chance in 2013 to work with a student who I knew did not have a lot at home, and she was working on an extra credit project in my class. And it was a A through Z scrapbook, so every letter of the alphabet, she was supposed to have something related to our topic that we were studying. And it got time to turn that in, and I asked her if she had it, and she started crying, and she said, "Last night's storm got everything in my bedroom wet." And she handed me this book that was just in shambles. And I knew I wanted to do something for her. And so I went home and decided that I would use some of that money from my grandmother to buy her an iPad and some gift cards that would help her with some apps and such. And gave that to her at school and saw what a difference it made for her. Just for her, it was the greatest gift she had received. And then she would use that at school to help her. And I knew I wanted to do more. And you don't have to have a lot in order to give a lot. So I thought, what can I do to do more? And at the time, I was just starting racing triathlons professionally, and I decided at that time I would use my talents to give back. You don't have to have a lot to give a lot. You can give through your time, give through your talents, or give with your money. And so I decided that I would use my talents racing, and any money I won at races I would donate to this. What I wanted to start was a foundation where we would buy students in junior high iPads that would help them. They had to be students of outstanding character. They had to be students with tremendous work ethics. And my goal was just to give one a year. But you are better than you think you are, and you can do more than you think you can do. And in that first year, I remember being in a race in Cedar Falls, and it was a $500 prize for the winner. And my parents also generously that year agreed to match, and they're here tonight. But I got off the bike and was 2 minutes behind with 6 miles to run, and I kept thinking to myself, "You're better than you think you are. You're better than you think you are." I ended up passing the leader with a mile to go and won that prize. And I kept thinking about the students in my class that could use this, and it was bigger than me. It was something I could do to give back with my talents. I wanted to think of other ways to use my gifts athletically to give back. And so I started asking companies, instead of sponsoring me personally, to sponsor the I Hope Foundation to help give back to these children. And if they gave $500, I would put their name on my jersey or their logo on my website, or helmet stickers, and just came up with creative ways to earn money. And the first year there was about $2,000 in business contributions. My second year racing, that number went up to $9,000. My third year it was $12,000. My fourth year it was $18,000. You start to realize you can do more than you think you can do. I was really blessed to have that community support, and was thankful to be able to use my gifts to give back. I had athletes ask me if I would coach them, and I said yes, but instead of giving to me, I want you to give to this foundation. You don't have to have a lot to give a lot. You can give through your talents and your time. I was really excited to be able to help this foundation raise enough money that we could endow a scholarship, so that each year we can award 3 iPads to junior high scholarships, and those recipients of iPads in 8th grade or 7th grade will be guaranteed a scholarship when they walk across this stage. And the first 3 scholarships I'd like to award tonight were all recipients of iPads when they were in junior high, and I hope that those were helpful to them as they went through high school and will continue to be as they pursue college. The first of those is in my grandmother's name, and that goes to Erica Seitz. I'd like to bring the next 2 up here as well. The second one is Stephanie Oberman. And the third is Emma Reel. fourth student was not, oh sorry, you guys can exit, I'll be down there in just a little bit. The fourth student was not a recipient of an iPad in junior high. We kind of have the funds to do 3 a year, but there was a fourth iHope scholarship, and when the guidance office told me the story of this student and told me of her high character, I realized we had to do more than just a scholarship. I'd like to first call her up. The recipient of the fourth iHope scholarship is Erin Balzer. Erin tragically lost her house in a fire on November 2nd and is an outstanding artist and lost a lot of her art supplies. And in the spirit of iHope, knowing that we can do more than we think we can do, we decided to replace some of those materials. So Erin, we got you a couple of large canvases and then a 28 pack of other canvases that my kids are going to bring out. We can do more than we think we can do. We also purchased you sketchbooks, 48 set color acrylic paints, 12 set acrylic paint, a 20 set of acrylic paint tubes, paintbrush set, Turpenoid, linseed oil, Prisma colored pencil set, charcoal drawing set, and a drawing and sketch kit. But knowing how a lot of art is going digital, we thought it would be really important that you would need an Apple Pencil for a new iPad to go along with a gift card so you can purchase the drawing software called Procreate and then a bag to carry that iPad in. And finally, because we can do more, because we know we can do more than we think we can do, and we're really excited to do this. We wanted to give you something to upload your iPad sketches onto. So you'll have a USB connector and an Apple Magic Mouse and a MacBook Pro to take to college with you. Congratulations, graduates. Remember, someday you'll have the chance to pay it forward, and you can do more than you think you can do.